Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers in Review. I'm none other than your friendly neighborhood soda, joined by my fellow line mates Ben Rayner and John DeGregorio from Movie Lovers Unite. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks.
No problem.
Doing good. Looking forward to getting to talk about this episode.
Yes, this is the penultimate episode of the first season of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. It's titled Head Games. Evan fires Alex from her coaching position. She accepts it, realizing her mistakes, and decides to go to her office to get work done. Bombay notes that there will be a party for the players before the first games of the tournament. Evan wants to ask Sophie out, but she responds in a confusing manner, leading him to ask Mary Jo for advice. She corners him into asking her to go to the party with him instead, just to make Nick jealous. Sophie and Nick notice this. Sophie decides to show up with Stephanie's son, Trevor, and Nick is jealous since he has a crush on MJ. At work, Alex finds out inadvertently that Stephanie and Clark are getting a divorce, and she bonds with a depressed Stephanie, finding similarities in their lives. Meanwhile, Bombay and Coach T have a drink at the bar, but T was just manipulating Bombay to drop the secret that he wasn't eligible in the NCAA to coach, due to a mistake Bombay made decades ago. This leads to the tournament disqualifying Bombay and the Don't Bothers. Alex and Stephanie, having received a call from Evan, show up as Bombay's attorneys and show a mistake on the league side of the argument, and the league decides to let Bombay coach. Evan gets MJ and Nick to hang out together, and he reconciles from his fight with Sophie after they reveal their feelings for each other. All right, guys, what were your thoughts on the episode? Sounded a little long-winded to that description, but hey.
To be honest with you, the high school drama stuff kind of took me out a little bit of this episode. This is not my favorite one, but it has some good meat on the bone for me to actually enjoy a little bit, because once you got past the whole Sophie drama and stuff like that and focused on Bombay's side of things and stuff like that, it got interesting. It reminds me of D3 when Bombay actually had to play the lawyer part with the university. And instead, it's now the mother representing Bombay instead of Bombay representing the Ducks. So I thought that was an interesting twist. But I didn't think that, here's the thing, I didn't think that Evan was actually going to fire his mom, to be honest with you. I was expecting maybe Bombay sits down with her and she just snaps out of it, right? Because that's what I was expecting. And then all of a sudden, it just goes on the old opposite end. He fires her, and then Bombay is the one who's doing the trip with the kids. So I thought that was interesting.
What about you, Ben? What do you think of the episode?
I loved all the stuff with Bombay, and I liked all the Alex stuff. The kids, okay, whatever. I mean, I think I'm too old for that shit right now, but...
Well, I'm on an island unto myself because I'm only a couple months younger than Ben, and I actually didn't mind the kids stuff. It made me laugh. And no, I wasn't high when I watched it. It legit made me laugh. I enjoyed it a little bit. I should have seen some of this coming, but I guess I was just so hooked into it with the other stuff that I didn't see the fact that MJ also liked Nick, and you're like, it was so freaking obvious,
right? You see, I didn't notice that though at the very beginning of the season at all either. And then once you realize it and see the chemistry like later on when you go back and rewatch it, yeah, it's definitely there. It's very noticeable.
Yeah, and it's also one of those tropes that you keep seeing over and over again, and normally I can spot those, but I just didn't on this one.
But I actually have to laugh at how Evan just goes on ahead, asks Sophie out and everything, and then she winds up giving him like 3 princesses. And he's like... And then they're like, "Oh, I think you got friend zoned."
Yeah, I don't know how they would have got. Well, I don't know how they got. To be honest, there's no way you could have gotten anything from that. I need to ask my friend's teenage stepdaughter, what the heck that means, because I've got not a clue.
Me either, because I'm thinking, okay, so she wants to go with me anyways because she thinks that she's a princess and she wants me to take her to this party. So that's how I would actually take it. I wouldn't take it as like a friend zone thing. But I don't know dialect when it comes down to emojis. So.
And I don't speak teenager anymore.
Me either.
Let me ask you guys this. Are you guys buying the Alex thing?
You mean Stephanie?
Stephanie, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the villain.
Yeah. She was I forget. I want to say 18-2. Then what was her coach's name? The evil one?
Oh, Wolf the Dentist Stanson.
Yeah. Wait, is Stephanie like his assistant, the one that went out on a date with my man?
No.
No. If anything,
I don't think so. I don't think Stephanie's that evil.
no.
Didn't that assistant too? Or no?
No, she didn't really turn or anything. I guess the only thing she did was give Coach Stenson the info on Bombay's knee. That's probably the only thing I can think of. I don't think she actually did like a full on turn.
Oh, I meant she
Because
did.
in the scene she sides with them, but it's just I guess just out of loyalty. Like they didn't really show any conflict or anything with her.
No, I guess I have to watch it again because I mentioned too to help my man, but I guess I'm mistaken.
No, she never did. No.
Okay. So I retract my statement about Stephanie.
Okay. Oh, sustained. Okay.
I think I told you, Matt, I love that scene with Alex showing up at the end, but it would have been better if it was Charlie coming back.
Yeah, I know you.
I know. I know it's not going to happen, but
You've been inside for way too long, Ben.
maybe that. But how awesome would that been ever? The door opens up and there's
it would have been, and who knows if the pandemic hadn't happened, how they would have gotten Charlie in there somehow. But
I didn't see it coming. To be honest, I didn't see that part coming with Charlie in that. To be honest with you, either. I was thinking, okay, Bombay's in trouble. It's up to Evan's mom to go on ahead and put it right and represent him, and that's how I took it. You know,
but I forgot that they work at a law firm, so I had totally forgot about that.
Right, but you know, but I will say this: definitely has aspects of Ducksworth. As the douchey side of things, but also too, Stephanie is different than Ducksworth. Now that they actually gave us
down.
Yeah. And you know, they have some common ground now. Her and Stephanie does, you know. Alex and her both have some common ground now. I think that we're gonna see maybe Stephanie's kid join the Don't Bothers probably.
You think so?
Actually, well, don't forget, it's not just Alex that shows up representing Bombay. It's also Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah.
And now we actually see how low Coach T can actually go when backstabbing and throwing somebody underneath the bus just to win.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Coach T is going to lose the team
for undermining.
Yeah,
everything.
I think he's going to lose the team. I think something's going to happen. He's going to lose the team.
Would it be interesting? Oh, sorry.
I know you're about to early then.
No.
I can see him with this conspiracy thing with the shorts.
What if Coach T loses the team? In comes my man and coach the Ducks.
I don't think so. And the reason, I mean, the fan service, would love that. But I mean, that's all it would be is fan service. There would be no logical explanation for him to go back to the Ducks. His Ducks have left.
Okay.
His Ducks have left. Like now he's with the Don't Bothers.
Right.
If it were the same kids, 100%. But because they're not Charlie and the gang, I don't see.
What about a merger though? What about a merger with Don't Bother?
I thought you said murder. I'm like, well, that turned dark real quick.
No. No, but what about merging?
See, I could see that because the Don't Bother don't have. You got to have stamina because they don't have enough players to sustain a full game of hockey. So I could see that happening.
Yeah, because think of it like this: Bombay might say, "Hey, look, I'm not wanting to go with the Ducks, but." You know, we do have Alex, and Alex and I can both do this together.
Yeah.
So whatever's the merge.
That's a very likely scenario. Merge, and then it could be called the Don't Quacks.
But you know, I have to laugh at the whole entire teenage thing where the girl goes, "I just don't even know you," and then you actually have
that
the
was
geeky girl.
hilarious.
She goes, "Yeah, it's only been 2 hours since you saw each other.
Yeah.
A lot's changed in 2 hours."
Yeah, I definitely related with the other girl on that side.
Right.
I do remember this. It reminded me of Far From Home with Ned and
Oh yeah, Ned and Betty Brant.
yeah, and that same thing. They got together for the trip and then they broke up by the end of the trip.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right. And that is from what I understand a real thing. Excuse me.
But another thing though too that I thought that was actually funny was the fact where you actually have Evan who wants to talk to Sophie and they go inside the picture booth and everything, But I have a quick question for you. Were you expecting them to kiss by the end of the last photo? Like they make up, like as they're fighting, all of a sudden you have that kiss. The very last thing that they take is a picture of them kissing, or was it just me thinking that?
No, I was surprised they didn't kiss at the end of the episode. Yeah, I in the booth, I wasn't expecting it because I knew we still had more to go with this. But if anything, it would have happened at the end of the episode, in my opinion. We'll probably get it next week.
Right. What you think?
Yeah, same. It went too early for the kiss.
Right.
Too early.
But another thing, though, too, Coach T is such a douchebag. I mean, because I was actually expecting this. It's all about relationships, right? It was all about Alex and her boss, Stephanie, getting along to some degree at some common ground. Then you have Bombay.
I agree 100% with you, Brandy. A kiss would have been too predictable.
That's true. But, I was thinking this. You have Stephanie and Alex, getting along. And finding some common ground. Then you see Coach T and Bombay kind of doing the same similarities. But at the same time, I'm like, keep your guard up the whole time. Because I don't trust Coach T with anything. And then all of a sudden you tell him that secret, that thing, and everything. And I'm like, come on. This guy backstab, try to put Evan on his team. Cause friction with the team. And you're going to go ahead and trust him?
It's a little weird based on the Bombay we've seen this year. Like, I understand that the Bombay we had at the beginning of the year is pretty much gone, but still, he should have did retain a little bit of them, like you said, kept his guard up. Because, it was a little weird that he gave up that information so easily. But to be honest, in the moment, I was thinking, oh, maybe it was common knowledge because of the whole NCAA decision. So if he was trying to, if that's the case, if he was trying to lure him, then he was just trying to get him admitted aloud, because I guess Bombay never admitted. It was all just rumor or conjecture, maybe. But that's how I interpreted it in the moment. Was just, it was common knowledge. That's why.
Right.
Yeah. I had a thought. Coach T loses the Ducks. Stephanie takes over.
No, I think a merger is more likely to happen.
Okay.
I think a merger is the one that's more likely to happen.
Okay.
And even with the merger, I feel like Stephanie would be one of those moms that would actually take it way, way too far.
Yeah, if anything, because I could see in Schmoedown and wrestling parlance, this is potentially her face turn. So if next year I could see her being like a comedic storyline coming out of her trying to change her ways.
Okay.
I think you'll get way more mileage out of that than you would if Stephanie took over the coaching duties.
True.
Yeah. So again, any final thoughts before we wrap this up? I'm in agreement. It is a good episode, but it's not the best of the season so far.
No, definitely not. But I definitely like the road trip stuff and everything, and all of a sudden it winds up changing from being a girl's day to all of a sudden the girl has a boyfriend all of a sudden, and everything is like going to summer camp and everything, expecting something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and then another comment from Brandy. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I didn't really know much going into it, but once I found out Stephen Brill was involved, and then saw the first episode, it's like, yeah, okay. It definitely feels at home with the movies. Stephen Brill is the creator and writer of the original, and he wrote the first episode of this series.
Oh wow.
Bit of context. He's actually been in the first 3 movies, each in a different role. In the first one, he was the lawyer that Bombay beats mercilessly in the court in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And in D2, he's a guest at the house party that Bombay throws in LA, the one who's constantly bringing up Bear Bryant.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then in D3, he's the park attendant that's talking to Fulton and Charlie about playing hooky. All 3 the same actor.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
The
He
guy,
says,
who created the franchise.
So he's the Bruce Campbell of the Mighty Ducks.
Maybe, and I haven't seen him yet in the series, so maybe, who knows, he might pop up in the last episode. Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
All right, Ben, what are your thoughts, final thoughts on this episode? Where would you put it in the ranking?
It was good. Not my favorite, but not middle of the road episode.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good setup for the finale.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, not every series could be Game of Thrones and give us a banger penultimate episode of the season, but
now all of a sudden I have the image of the Ice King coming onto the to the hockey rink.
Oh jeez, yeah.
And to be fair, I think Game of Thrones maybe make it well. I know Game of Thrones, it might be the only show that I know that penultimate episode sometimes is bigger than the finale.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other show.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. All right, so that's it for us on this in review. So if you guys want to plug where all you guys
should we talk about the sneak peek?
Yes, that's right. So the sneak peek is the actual tournament finally happening, and we're going to get a whole lot of stuff wrapped up. So we pretty much given some of our thoughts on what's going to happen. Is there any other thoughts you guys had on what's going to happen next week? We know Charlie, Ben.
He's going to be the Charlie Day of the after show with the with the red marks. Don't worry, I've been there myself with Cobra Kai, so I understand.
Yeah.
I thinking about Cobra Kai, I will say this. We saw the knee hit Sam in the sneak peek.
Yep.
I'll be lying if I didn't say I'm fond of we're loading in the Miyagi moment in the season finale. Like how Miyagi fixed Daniel's knee. Like,
no, because hockey players are tougher than karate people. So
that's true.
Ooh, shots fired.
Dude, I could tell you horror stories of some of the injuries players have played through to win the cup.
And don't forget, both of my brothers are playing
That is true. So you're probably well aware. No, if anything, she's gonna ice it and do all the tricks and get out there.
Yeah.
But for my last thing and everything, this is my favorite one. As a matter of fact, if I actually had to put a score to it, I would at least put 3 quacks to it.
3 quacks out of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think my favorite episode so far is still the pond episode. Episode 7.
Yeah, that and Spirit of the Ducks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, John, where can everybody find you on the wonderful World Wide Web?
Okay, you guys can go on and follow me at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite underneath the same brand name, of course, on Instagram and also on Pinterest. You guys can also go on ahead, follow me at www.movieloversunite.com. If you guys want to donate to the page, all you have to do is go to www.gofundme.com/Movie Lovers Podcast. Of course, you guys can go on ahead, get an audio only podcast of my show, and of course, this episode as well on Schmoes of the North, and also on my channel as well at Movie Lovers Unite, and wherever you guys get your podcast from. Another thing too is at 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific Time, I'm going to be doing my What's Eating Gilbert Great review. This is part of my mental health review segments that I've been doing all month long. So go on ahead, check me out at Movie Lovers Unite over there on YouTube. Another thing too, guys, is go on ahead, give this video a like, give this go on ahead, subscribe to Schmoes of the North, subscribe to my channel as well. Also too, go on ahead and follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit over there, stereo at Movie Lovers Unit, and then email me at movieloversunite@gmail.com.
All right, and Ben, what about you?
You can find me here on Saturdays. I'm at Schmodown, my Schmodown show at John's on. Last week we covered Clockwork. Next week we're covering Alex the Demon Damon. That's going to be fun. You can also find me at the Media Studies Network with Matt here every Thursday on Shooting the Breeze, every Friday on Recapping the Past, and every Saturday on Get Ready. I think that's everything.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And you can find me in my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me in all the shows that Ben mentioned on the Media Sweaties Network. You can also find me over on this channel every Friday night and most Sundays reviewing the Weekend Schmodown on Schmodown 9 in Canada. And coming back on Tuesday is going to be episode 2 of Let's Talk About Star Wars, where they're going to be ranking the Skywalkers, both canon and legend. So this is going to be a great episode. So don't forget to tune into that. We've also got Canadian Comic Book Corner coming back next week. And what else do we have? That's actually it for now. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Schmoes of the North Media Sweaties Network and Movie Lovers Unite. And we will see you next week where we review the final episode of Season 1 of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Stay sweaty, everybody.